But you don't have a TikTok account.
No, I don't. TikTok's banned in India.
Oh.
Just like, oh, it's a Chinese app, let's block it. But you know what India did, right? India then took TikTok and they made an Indian version of TikTok. Are you ready? It's called Takatak. I just, come on, put some effort in it, yes? Put some effort.
Hello, welcome to Comedy with an Accent podcast. I'm your Taiwanese comedian, Kuan-wen. I interview comedians who perform English stand-up comedy but who are not native English speakers, or they can have very distinct British regional accent. This podcast is all about comedy, about accent, about languages, and about the comedy technique. So stay tuned if you're interested. Hi, welcome back to Comedy with an Accent podcast. I am feeling really, really weird because I'm not in my usual home today. I'm at a different recording studio because our guest is performing in Soho Theatre for the second night tonight. To make his journey easier, I've relocated to 21 Soho's podcast recording studio.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's not the regular pink background. So to make that easier, I've carried a pink envelope so we can have like a basic pink background.
This is mostly an audio podcast, so I don't release the video. The video is used as a promotional clip in general.
So if you're listening to this, imagine a pink background in the form of an envelope. Let's just put it that way.
You reveal your voice, and now I have to introduce you before I even start with your accolades. Now, today's our guest is from India. I had the honor of working with this gentleman, this talented comedian at this year's Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Let me give you some facts. Our guest has 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, has 163,000 followers on Instagram. He is a co-founder of East India Company.
Comedy.
East India Comedy.
Company raided my country. That's a very big difference.
To bring some colonialism in. So the founder of East India Comedy. East India Comedy has 1.48 million subscribers on YouTube. Have I got the facts correct? Mm-hmm. So today we have one big star coming from India, or I don't know if you think it's racist, I say the subcontinent. Mm-hmm. Our guest today is Sahil Shah. Welcome.
Yay. Hello, 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 and hello.
Okay, we have to recreate this We Were Hugging in the Streets. Sahil, it's so nice to see you in London. Hi.
Yeah, hi. Oh my God. I met Kuan in August and I said, hey, I don't know when we'll meet again. And then in October, I'm like, hello.
Only takes 2 months.
Yeah, just 2 months. Just back really quickly. But it's good to be back. It's good to be here.
How are you finding the chilly autumn London? Have you had any spiced pumpkin latte? I don't know. What's the typical autumn food?
Here.
Yeah. Our technician's like, I'm from Sweden. Don't ask me about London. I don't care. I'm only going to be here for a couple of years and I'll be gone like everyone else.
Sweden, Taiwan, and India, and I think all three of us can collectively agree that London food is shite. There is nothing. Every month, it is just the same nonsense. Give me something good, please.
Okay, just want to say I don't actually agree with him on this. London can be full of shite. I love London, but what is your beef with London? What has London irked you or irritated you so far this time?
I have been very irritated with the fact that London, that claims to be a global cosmopolitan city, has all its restaurant joints shutting down at 10 p.m. 10? What is 10? How? How do you shut at 10?
Okay, I'm going to describe what I see in the studio. Angelica from Sweden is currently looking at our guest Sahil with incredulous eyes. She's like, 10 p.m. is quite late in Europe. Why are you complaining about this?
Is 10 p.m.? You know
we
what?
need to go to continental Europe. They shut
God.
Everything. Sometimes nothing is open on Sundays.
Do you know how annoying it is? I come from a country where things are open till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You want food, you will get it at 2 o'clock. You will get something or the other that is open. At 6 in the morning, you can find something to eat. Yesterday, I finished my show and I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's grab something to eat. Shut down. I'm like, this is upsetting me. And I sadly walked to this place called Walk to Walk. Have you heard of that?
So racist. That is correct.
Yeah,
I
that
know
is
the
correct.
brand.
Yeah. It is the only place that was open at not even 12, at 11 p.m. Sorry, I'm going to get very angry.
I know, but When I came to this country, I thought initially it was a racist policy to assign the corner shop to the South Asian immigrant population. Now I think it's not racism. There's a perfect logic behind it because you guys have such a 24-hour working ethics.
Yeah.
It feels like if we give you the 24-hour corner shop, they will be in safe hands. You will still greet a customer with the same level of enthusiasm, even it's like 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning.
To quote Lin-Manuel Miranda, immigrants, we get the job done. It's as simple as that.
Well, not all immigrants. I'm an immigrant. And I think I'm just getting quite as lazy as the Aboriginal population right now. I mean, like... You are, I think so far, out of my guests, you are the star with the biggest social media following. And I feel really bad because I took the show Comedy with an Accent to Edinburgh this year. And then Sahil just DM'd me on Instagram. I didn't know who he was. I was ignorant. So he was like, can I get a spot, please? And I just do the usual, could you show me at least a video? I need to look at this video. The first 20, 30 seconds in, I was barely aching laughing. I was laughing so much. I instantly replied, yes, please come to the show. And now I feel so bad because our show was extremely early and you and I share that little cult church room. Sometimes there can be as few as 4 to 2 people in the room. Then after Edinburgh, I watched your Amazon Prime special.
You did?
I'm like, oh my God, this is someone who has performed to hundreds, to thousands of people in a theater and was asking him to share that utility room
No.
It's pure professionalism, I have to say, because you didn't treat that little. It's not even really a stage, but you still treat it a stage, and I think this kind of professionalism is what I respect the most out of other comedians. So thank you. I'm going to guide you back to my structure question because I'm so curious. I have very little knowledge about the stand-up comedy scene in India and your experience. My first question, what's the language that you consider to be your mother tongue and what are your foreign languages that you consider you speak fluently?
All right, so I speak English. My whole family speaks English, but back home I belong to a community known as Gujaratis. So in India, fascinating thing, every state has a certain culture, has a certain food, and has a certain language. And we are home to a lot of languages, a lot. So I'm from the state of Gujarat, so I speak Gujarati. But I actually live in the state of Maharashtra, so I speak Marathi. It's pretty basic. You get the gist. Gujarat, Gujarati, Maharashtra, Marathi. I don't think we've thought about it.
It's not straightforward because when a lot of retired English grandparents move to Alicante, they still don't speak Spanish. So even if you live in Mumbai, I wouldn't expect you to speak Marathi, right? Is that fair? Yeah.
So I speak Gujarati, I speak Marathi, I speak English, I speak Hindi, which is the national language. I also speak a little bit of French. Do you speak French?
Tu parles un petit peu français?
Eiffel Tower. Thank you.
Okay.
Oui. Je m'appelle Sahil. Merci beaucoup. Baguette.
Question is, when you speak French, right, are you supposed to say je m'appelle Sahil or je m'appelle Sahil? Because you're not supposed to be able to pronounce the H technically when you speak.
It's the most messed up language. It irritates me. Learning French is such a pain. Just shut up and speak normally, right? Why are you complicating everything? There has to be a female, male. There's an intonation. Anyways, so that's what I speak. I'm learning sign language.
I suspect you might be from Gujarat because a lot of British Asians, I don't know, maybe it was a sampling bias, but in my first ever job, my manager and my colleagues, actually, there were 2 or 3
They are
Shahs.
all, Shahs are the Gujaratis.
And I understand Shah means merchant originally, or?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, the entire Gujarati community is traders, businessmen, merchants, so on and so forth, and maybe one comedian.
So when we go out to pitch to our clients and we make this like a team resume or team CV, they put their language ability next to English, they put Gujarati. And I asked them, I thought it would be Hindi. He then said, no, my ancestor came from Gujarat, so we speak Gujarati.
Yeah.
Then my manager added that Gujarat is like the province of explorers, people who like to venture into the world. And I think you're just giving me the romanticized version.
Yeah, it is.
Because my ancestor came from the south of China and they are littered in America, in Southeast Asia, everywhere. But they are not explorers.
We are not explorers,
They are
no.
just dirt poor farmers.
Yeah.
They are so poor, there's no way they could have survived in their own province. That's why they left.
I will tell you, we are parasites. We'll come to the UK and we are like, okay, now we will never leave. So if you notice, all of us here have made this our home, which is amazing because this is what reverse colonialism feels like. So there you go.
Okay.
It's revenge.
Oh, by the way, I want to show off the Wikipedia knowledge I got. Apparently in India, there are 23 official languages.
There are a lot of languages. We don't have an official language, but there are tons of languages in our country. Tons. And the beauty of India is that now we've reached a point where every language will also have comedians who perform in that language. Imagine if Europe, you have Romanian comedians, Estonian comedians, Spanish, French, all of them put together. That is in an entire, like in India, every area has a different language, a different accent, a different intonation. Those languages have their comedians performing in that zone. It's very fascinating.
I just cannot fathom exactly how large the Indian population is to allow this, because what I noticed, you're from Mumbai.
Mm-hmm.
So you live in Mumbai now, but your home region
No,
was Gujarat.
I've been born and brought up in Mumbai.
What I've researched is officially there are 23 languages. One of them is English, and and there are 122 major languages. And in Mumbai alone, they can find 16. Like in 160, there are 16 major languages being used by a good portion of population. So Hindi, Gujarati, and Marathi each used by about a quarter of the population in Mumbai. It's truly amazing. So people just switch between different languages depending on who they're talking to.
Yeah. It's like, hi, how are you? If the person speaks in Hindi, nahi, to aap kaise ho? If the person switches to Gujarati, हाँ वो तो एकदम ठीक जो.
I just want to ask, in your Amazon Prime special,
Yes.
you revert to your home language. Which was that? You revert to certain expressions, certain name references in a subcontinental language. Which one was that?
So I speak Gujarati, that's my home language. Gujarati is the language. Gujarati and Hindi are fun languages. I prefer Gujarati because it's a very silly sounding language. The way we say things also is very funny. Like I've done an entire stand-up bit about it online. So the word for pee. What's the word for pee? Pee in Swedish?
Ärta.
Okay, great.
Pea, like the green peas.
Extra.
Ärta.
Acta. Wow, acta. I've never heard of something called acta. I wouldn't eat pea if it sounds so threatening.
You mean
know?
the green pea or?
Yeah, green pea.
Oh, okay.
And in Gujarati, we call it watana. See, it sounds funny already. If anyone offers you watana, you're like, yo, what are you doing, dude? What is that? So that's what it is.
The special Sahil has on Amazon is in English.
Yeah.
So when you switch to Gujarati.
I know, I switched to Hindi. So, okay, so I'll quickly
it's
explain.
Hindi, okay.
That special was the first special that I had recorded, and this was 5 years ago. My style at that time was very high energy, fast-paced talking. Right now it is high energy, but I talk a little slower. And I think that also happened during Fringe, where I realized I can't speak as fast as I can. So for example, let's say I'm talking to you right now, saying, I love London, I'm so happy to be here, I love the food in London. Back home, because we speak so fast, it'll be like, hi, my name is Sahil and I love London. I'm so happy to be here because, the best part about London is that there's so much food to eat. Like I went there and there was a shawarma, there was a falafel. That's how it is. So I tend to calm down a little more. And when I did that special, I was very high energy. I was hopped up on 3 coffees. So I was speaking really, really, really fast. And also a lot of references were steeped in local language like Hindi and like that. The thing about being in India is that it's very easy to have a setup in English and a punchline in Hindi.
Oh, that's interesting. Could you elaborate a bit more on that? Why is that a popular strategy?
I was just talking to a bunch of people yesterday. There are certain things in India, like there are certain words that just work in Hindi that do not have a translation. For example, in Indian culture, we've got this thing where if someone were to have, let's say anything were to happen, Indians don't help out. We are the most unhelpful people. We will just form a semicircle and we'll try to find out what happened. And every Indian will say these 2 words. It's called kya hua, which is Hindi for what happened. Now, if I were to tell you this as a joke, like Indians gather together, they say what happened, you will be like, cool. Yeah, okay, good. But if you were an Indian, and if I just said kya hua, you would start laughing instantly. Because that is something you've heard again and again and again in... You know what I mean to say? So there are certain Hindi punchlines, Hindi jokes that just work in Hindi. I can't translate them.
I can't help but wonder whether it's because certain expression in Hindi strikes your itchy point the most.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because in Taiwan, Mandarin was imposed. Mandarin developed as an dialect around the Beijing area and it become a neutralized version. But it's people around Beijing, they speak Mandarin with such a beautiful flair because it comes from it's how they speak. So in Taiwan, a lot of entertainers, when they do a punchline, they tend to revert to Taiwanese. It just sounds so much more natural and closer to your upbringing and your culture.
It does, because there are so many jokes where if you say the punchline in the natural language, it just is so much more fun. Plus, there are certain words in every language that you just like.
Could it be that for the Indian audience, English is purely a language of an instrument or a tool? Is the other language they have emotional attachment that really tickles their...
English is not a mother tongue for anyone. English is a language that you grow up speaking.
It's a convenient language. It's a compromise.
But it's not. It's like my mother tongue is Gujarati. My entire family speaks Gujarati, but it's a different thing that I speak English as a primary language and I speak English at home. But Gujarati is my primary language. Yesterday I met my relatives. They had come for my show. First things was, oh my God, thank you for coming. And then followed by, Tame avya to maja avi, which means you guys came, so I'm very happy. Because it's so easy to switch into your comfortable language, right? Your actual original language that the family speaks. So English is something that I would use while talking to you or talking to her or talking to anyone while I'm performing. But mother tongue is something you can just slip into and speak to anyone from your family / community.
Okay, so I have an immediate follow-up point on that. The funny thing is, I'm not even that fluent in Taiwanese because Taiwanese was forbidden for many years at school. So I don't speak it that well. But when I entertain or when I talk with my friends in private and I try to be funny to make them laugh, I found that I tend to hit the punchline, especially something filthy. It's always Taiwanese that's just so much stronger.
It's funny. It's the same thing. The moment you say something in a language that everyone does understand and they are used to.
But how did you feel when you performed in Edinburgh? Because you couldn't do too much expression in Hindi because your audience typically come from outside India. You have to strip a lot of those back.
No, so that's the beauty of me. I mean, I'm beautiful, but I have been doing stand-up for the past 12 years, and ever since I've been doing it, I've only done it in English. So it's not like I had to worry about anything. There were certain jokes that I could easily translate. Mm-hmm. But tonight, when you come to see the show, there are jokes that I have translated. But there are certain punchlines where I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't translate. I can't. It has to have the Indian words. It has to have the Indian flavor. I'm sorry, I won't be able to translate it for you guys. But otherwise, because I speak English and I write in English and I talk in English, it was very easy for me to convert my jokes and perform.
But those Hindi expression, I assume, because I was comparing what I remember you said in Edinburgh to the clips and the special that I watched, you definitely reduced the portion of them.
My style has changed, right? It was 5 years ago, I was performing for an Indian crowd. I didn't know I would be performing in Edinburgh. When I knew I'm performing in Edinburgh, I worked my material around to such a way that I have the most generic stuff, A, B, English stuff, C, one-liners, because the Britishers love one-liners.
They do.
They do. I don't know what it is. They just love one-liners. You just give them a one-liner, they're like, wow, comedy genius. And I tried to be as English as I could because I can't just go up and speak in Hindi.
So you have actually prepared your evolution to a larger market outside your home market.
I think Edinburgh was a test to see if I could expand to a larger market, and that did convert, I mean, I'm here. Even though I'm performing for Indians, I would love to have more white people in the crowd. Like yesterday, I had a fantastic person in the front row. There was a man and his wife. I think they were married. Man was white, wife was black. And I'm like, this is who I want. If they are laughing, I know I can make my Indians laugh. But if I'm making them laugh, I think I'm doing a good job.
Only you in this room can get away with this sentence. I can make my Indians. I know, for anyone else to say that, just wrong on so many.
It's my peeps, dude. My peeps are going to be there for me. But if you see two white people and you see them also enjoy what you're doing, you're like, man, my comedy, it's universal. And that's what I want. I want my comedy to be universal. I want the white people also to have the time of their life, rather than sitting with a mouth open going, I don't know what he's saying.
Can I ask you, so at Soho Theatre, you did the Diwali night.
Yes.
And you did your first night yesterday. What was the crowd like? Was the demographic, was the composition
Full
of
Indian,
the audience?
Full Indian. But the Diwali evening was a free show. So anyone and everyone could come in. And these were people who didn't know who I am. So I had to entertain Indians who didn't know who I am, but at the end of the day, still Indians. So I had that upper advantage. And yeah, I went up on stage, had fun. I did nonsense. I interacted with the crowd. I'll give you another great example. There was one guy in the front who was losing hair, and I was talking about how I am losing hair. And I high fived him, and I'm like, look at us. Both of us together, you know what we are? That's right. We are the bald and we are the beautiful. He said, well, it depends on who is who. I'm like, uncle, you sir, uncle, just give me a high five, man. These are the people I want, people who not only are having fun, but also part of the show. That's what I like about this. I want the audience to feel like they are part of the show in a friendly way. You're not watching an artist, you're watching that stupid friend in your group cracking dumb jokes and making you laugh. That's my entire appeal.
So can I assume if you're coming back to London and do Soho Theatre again, what you want to see is a more mixed, diverse crowd that comes to see you.
Yes.
And you would take that as the most natural, biggest compliment.
Yes.
Because you reach out to other
Yes.
groups.
Yes. That is my goal.
Now going to my second question, which is my usual question for all my guests. Sahil, do you think you have an accent when you speak English?
Yeah, I think I do. The first time I had performed, I think in New York, and I spoke to someone, and they said, "No, you do have an accent," and I'm like, "I don't know. I can't hear my own accent, so I don't know if I have." But do I have an accent? A small bit, right? A small bit. Yeah, I have a small bit.
You have
It's
a
not-
simple, but it's when you perform to your home crowd, your accent, at least in the clips and the videos I saw, were a lot stronger.
Yeah.
So I thought whether it was because my memory of you performing Edinburgh and now you're talking to us, you're mindful that we don't speak other language so you deliberately lower the accent, or has your accent mellowed over the years?
I feel 2, 3 things. One, back home, obviously the accent is there because it's just easier. But right now, when I know I'm speaking to you, there are 2 things I'm being very conscious about, and now it's become a subliminal thing. A, I speak slower. I'm not speaking as fast as I normally do. I'm speaking slower. I'm much calmer. One of the things that was very important was you have to really enunciate.
Yeah.
It's very important over there also. And with an accent, if you manage to enunciate, the accent boundary gets crossed, right? And I don't have that deep an accent because I've been speaking English for so long. I'm aware that I have a slight accent, but I try to be as natural to who I am as opposed to being like, what's the deal with London? Oh, tea. That's my attempt at a British accent.
I get what you mean, because you don't want the accent to become a barrier for people to understand you, but you don't want to be so artificial that
people
you don't have a personality anymore.
See, I have a very simple performing style. While I do get nervous, at the end of the day, I don't treat stage as a stage. I treat stage as an outlet. So when I go up on stage, you're seeing me be me on stage. If I am this off stage, I'm not going to change my personality on stage. I'm just going to be 10% more vibrant. But in terms of talking, there is a slight bit of modulation that I do when I'm here because you have to keep that in mind. You can't be as fast or fluent as you were back home.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel when I have a particularly important gig, I will remind myself to pronounce the consonant at the end. Because I find the English consonant, especially at the end of the word, the one I'm most likely to just overlook.
No, I just feel like over here, you really have to be precise with your words.
Who was the person that told you you kind of have an accent in New York? Was it another fellow performer? Was it an audience member?
That was a long time ago when I think it would be around 6, 7 years ago. I feel my style has changed over the years. My confidence has changed over the years. Also, as a comedian, your mind, how it's trained also changes. So, yeah, if I have a small accent, that's fine. At least as long as I'm universally understood, I don't think the accent is a barrier. I remember I was speaking to my wife and she said, at the end of the day, jokes are jokes. If you are funny, you are funny. Your accent is not. You can blame your accent. You can blame culture. You can blame, I was wearing the wrong shirt or I put up first or last. None of that matters. A person is a person. If you can make a person laugh, that's all that matters.
Okay. I'm going to change a different question. So you are from India. This is your natural way of speaking. And when you perform and when you see, let's say, a British Asian or British Indian comedian, when they normally speak, there's no accent at all. But during their set, they put on a fake, strong, thick Indian accent. What's your feeling of that? Like a Dave Patel kind of second generation, third generation
I
Indian
think those
British.
are people who are brought up here, and I think what happens is because you're. Firstly, I hate, especially Indians who speak in an American accent, I want to punch them in the face. So punch them.
I don't know if I have to edit this out.
No, keep it, okay? Even if listen, future Kwan, if you're going to be editing this, I am saying it again. I want to punch Indians who speak in an American
I
accent
will
in the
keep
face.
it. I will use it in a promotional trailers and
Punch them in
highlight
the...
it.
Just irritate, so
Vent
irritating.
it. Tell me, what do you think?
Okay,
Honestly.
this is how we speak Gujarati. Kem cho dadi. That means, hi, how are you, grandmother? You know how Americans do? Kem cho dadi. Shut up! Kem cho, tame amra majama cho. No, just speak English or get out.
So what do you think when Russell Peters make fun of his father's accent?
The thing is, Russell started out at a very long time, and that's great. But I think now he needs to change with the time. I think now we don't go, hello, thank you very much. It's the same thing, right? Like, I think, what's his name? Hari Kondabolu had done an entire documentary on Apu. I
Yes.
think so, on Apu from Simpsons.
Simpsons,
yeah.
yes.
And Apu got into cultural this thing because for years the accent was, hello, thank you very much, welcome, I'm Apu. That's not how we talk.
Yeah.
We do have an accent, but it's never, thank you very much, come again. It became very stereotypical, right? And it's very easy to jump into that before you realize that, like, my first joke at comedy with an accent was that only. That people think we Indians speak like, hello, thank you very much, come again. But actually we go, hello, thank you very much, come again. And then I realized, no, I'm being racist to my own kind. I don't speak like that. We don't speak like that. Why should I try to crack the same stereotypical joke? So I dropped it after the first day. I didn't do it after that. And just genuinely, I feel accents are fascinating sometimes. Accents are
I
really
agree.
great.
I think accent is like the gateway to understand someone and someone else's culture.
Yeah.
It's like the first thing, and there are so many clues that I'm sorry, I have to take you back to what you were venting.
I never will go back.
Sometimes when I watch something, I thought, is it all from white Americans or white British that create such a caricature and stupid portrayal of Asian? And then I found out that it's written by Asian. Like, they were recreating what white people think of Asian people, and they were perpetrating that stereotype. And that really irks me.
It's weird. It's the same thing, right? Like, one of the most fascinating, I feel, stereotypes is when someone's like, oh, you're from India? Wow, your English is really good. You speak such good English.
I'm so tired.
And I'm like,
tired,
yeah.
yeah.
We were taught for 200 years. No, but yeah, I hate that. Like, oh my God, your English is so good. No, we do speak English. We do. Our country's changed over the years. Our country's become more modern. Yeah, maybe we are still slightly a third world country in a lot of places, but we are quite modern compared to what people think. A lot of people think, oh my God, India, same, elephants, culture, music, dance. No, it's not. It's quite global, in that sense. So,
I would say sometimes people probably still think, I don't say enough. A lot of Asian countries' infrastructure is very good, especially when it comes to internet network and the speed of the internet connection, etc. It's actually a lot better than European countries. Having said that, I don't stand on that point with such a strong view because I haven't visited the rural counties in Taiwan. So I know our cities are very modern advanced, but I cannot speak on behalf of the whole country.
Yeah, it's the same.
Especially, where was it filmed, by the way?
In an auditorium in Bombay.
In Bombay. I noticed the Indian audience, I don't know whether it was because of you, but the way they enjoy comedy is kind of different from what I normally am used to. They were interacting spontaneous a lot with you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying people here don't clap, but they almost feel like
They don't. So, you know what I've noticed from Edinburgh? That people don't clap. British people are very like, chuckle. Good one, sir. Good one. I doff my hat to you. And I'm like, shut up. So yesterday when I did my show, it took me 15 minutes to warm the crowd up. I in fact dropped the mic, went into the crowd and started high-fiving random people going, yes, come on, energy, energy, energy. Because I feel if people are energetic, I'm energetic, and that energy has to be synergist, right? So I am always making sure that everyone in the crowd is clapping and screaming, then only I'm continuing with my show. And I did that also, even at Comedy with an Accent. Every time I would start, I'm like, wait, no, if you're not clapping, I'm unhappy. You have to clap. You have to. I know I'm funny. I need your applause. I'm desperate for validation. Give me your validation. Give it to me. Clap, 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 clap. Oh,
see,
fuel it.
Edinburgh Fringe is different because it has more of a comedy, an art festival, a more theatre type of thing.
Yeah.
But even the clubs, by default setting, people rarely club. It's normally one or two really, really good line. People then club for that line specific. Mostly, if you hear chuckles, that is the highest compliment you'll get.
But I don't. I'm desperate. So
Okay.
I yesterday also when I heard chuckles, I'm like, I'm not going to be satisfied with chuckles. No, I don't want your chuckles. I don't want your pity applause. You clap, clap. So if someone claps, right? When people do clap, I encourage the clapping. I'm like, no, more, clap.
So
Give
is
me-
it fair
feed
when I
it.
say the Indian stand-up comedy audience treat the comedy show a bit like a concert?
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
You
Maybe
can.
there's something for us to learn
If
here.
you do, there are shows where you can literally feel superstardom in India. You can feel superstardom. People chanting your name, like bra panties being thrown on stage, and then you have to pay the Amazon guy because you ordered them for yourself. And no, there is some level of superstardom that can be achieved. Here, you can achieve superstardom when you're like a really big celeb. But I've noticed, right? I saw Fringe. I saw so many shows. There's no standing ovation. Get up if you like the show. People don't do standing ovations.
Not really.
Yeah. So you know what sometimes I do now, and I'm thinking I'm doing it today. I go very subtly and I'm like, see, let me explain comedy etiquette. If you like the show, clap. And if you really like it at the end, please feel free to stand up. Slide it in.
You must feel very at home now because your speed has accelerated. You're speaking so much faster.
Right
at
now?
The end of, that means you're
Yeah.
comfortable. But on that point, I don't know why. I am guessing British people don't like to stand out. And if there's not a tradition of a standing ovation or saying uncle at the end of a comedy show, they don't want to be the first person.
No, I think my deal is see the beauty of a standing ovation is it's a hack.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very simple. I'll explain what a standing ovation is. If you hire one person to stand up, everyone else will feel pressurized to stand up, right? That's how it works. In India, I did a show, my folks stood up, everyone else stood up. In Edinburgh, I stood up. No one stood up. I sat down.
That's exactly what the British people are fearing. They don't want to be that one that was hung out to dry.
I stood up. I'm like, standing. No one wants to stand up. Okay, I guess this is a mid. Okay, I'm just going to casually sit down. Very embarrassing. But yeah, it's a herd mentality.
But you see, I think it's a two-way street. It's just not you have to get used to how you perform comedy here.
Yeah.
You can be the agent that activate changes.
Yeah.
Maybe with you, or maybe even more comics to come from the subcontinent, you're going to make audience enjoy and view and appreciate comedy in an entirely different way in a couple of years.
Yeah,
you never know.
I hope so. I mean, like yesterday's show was one of those shows where the audience was very, it took a lot of time for them to warm up. But I made sure that they understood I am seeking applause. I am seeking energy. Yeah, I'm
Please
seeking
love me.
screaming. No, yeah. And you have to love me. Only if you love me can I love myself, so you better do that.
Oh my God, I'm going to self-censor my behavior when I'm audience this evening.
Desperate for attention.
I want to ask you something more specific about the stand-up scene in India. So you've been performing for more than 10 years by now. But when do you think has the more modern type of stand-up kicked off or took off in India?
I was one of the, at the forefront when the comedy scene first started.
Mm-hmm.
I started when I was 19. I'm 31 now. I've not done anything else in my life. I have seen comedy change from what do you do? You're a comedian. What is that? To what do you do? You're a comedian. Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen comedy change from what is a comedy night and why to hey, we want a comedy night. I've seen a dramatic shift. I've seen comedy become a profession from being a fringe element to a profession. So I've seen that growth. And now anyone and everyone can become a comedian if they want to. It's as easy as just performing, and there are so many open mics, there are so many shows. Every day someone's releasing a video on YouTube, people are putting up content on Instagram. It's changed. The scene has greatly grown, and I'm glad.
And I know this because you are a very solid live show act, or I think typically people here would say a club act, but you're also a constant producer of online content. So my question is, when did you realize that? Because your online output is solid. When did you realize it? It's out of an interest because you can do certain jokes online only, not in live
No,
shows,
it's not
or you
that.
recognize how important it was.
I just feel that, so the reason why I am here today and why I'm known is because we started putting up as a group, East India Comedy. We used to put up comedy videos on the internet, sketches, back when sketches weren't so it's very tough to explain the scene. But imagine earlier in mid 2012, YouTube had just about started putting up stuff in India. And the internet had just about started flourishing in the country. There was nothing called sketch comedy at that time. Me and a bunch of other comedians, we started doing sketch comedy. Sketch comedy built to stand-up comedy. People would put up videos online and that's how careers would be set. Now everyone knows what sketch comedy is. Now everyone knows. But at that time, it wasn't. You know what I mean to say? So when you've seen an industry evolve, you've also been at the start of it and now you're seeing it grow, right?
Yeah.
But you've seen it when it was at its baby stages. I was there at its baby stages. Now, because I've been there at its baby stages, I know what works. I've been at the forefront of content. I've been at the forefront of creating content, putting out content. So right now also, I know that I'm a comedian, but I also am a person who has to put out content to A, stay relevant, B, to just make sure that your face is out there. Because now it's become, earlier it was a, hey, I'm there. Now it's a, hey, I'm there, hey, I'm there, hey, I'm there. Can you see me? I'm there. Hi, I'm there. Move out of the clutter. I'm there. Yeah, I mean, I'm having fun. So I guess that's the main thing. Just have fun.
This caste in India, does it have an impact? Let me give an example. In the UK, people talk a lot about classes, and they instinctively think some comedians are posh. And there's this funny phenomenon. People say that it is not fair. Some people are born posh, but you have comedian like Jack Whitehall, and when he take his very, very posh father to do a travel show, and his father's very, very posh demeanor is actually a big attraction for the show. People love to watch that show. They talk shit about it, and a lot of comedians make fun about it. But the fact is, there is a market for those very posh comedians showing off their background and maybe their social awkwardness. So in India, and the reason I'm asking this, I hope it doesn't offend you. When I was working in my first job, so all my colleagues of Asian, British background, I see them all the same. But sometimes I catch in their conversation, one of them was saying that, oh, your name, your ancestor were just commoners, whereas my ancestor would have been a warrior. And I just thought that is utter rubbish.
And those are assholes. Those are complete assholes because people in this day and age who believe in that. I see. One of the most abhorrent things that happened that is still part of our culture is the caste system. There are different castes. There is a higher class, upper class, middle class, lower class, and then the lowest of the lowest. It is wrong. There is discrimination.
Can you tell from people's accent or from their name? How do you tell someone's caste? Or is it impossible until they reveal themselves?
It's literally the name.
The name.
It's sad. It's the name. Your name defines who you are, and man, it's tough. It's really tough, to be honest, for anyone who is part of a lower class, right? There is the amount of discrimination that you face just because of your name and centuries old practice that the country has still not progressed over. It's sad because at the end of the day, forget caste, forget money, forget everything. At the end of the day, a person is a person. Whether you're posh or whether you're like poor, you're still a person, right?
Yeah.
Why should your money or your religion or your name or your language, why should anything define you?
It shouldn't, but the society is not perfect.
No, so it's sad.
In this imperfect society, my question is, let's say someone is from a higher caste or lower caste. How does the audience see them before even actually know them or know their jokes? Will they see them in a certain way?
No, I feel that's the beauty of comedy. Comedy doesn't see who you are. Comedy sees what you are. So you could be a homeless person, hypothetically.
Yeah.
But if you're funny, you're funny.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. People are coming to watch me because of my jokes, not because of which caste or class I'm in. You know what I mean to say? And I feel like that is the most fundamental thing the entertainment industry, as much as we shit on it, it shies away. Yeah, people have advantages. I'm not going to say no to that. You will easily have an advantage if you're richer or you have privilege, right? But at the end of the day, through hard work and merit, if you are good, you are good. Yes, the opportunities will be limited because of where you stand in society, which really sucks. I really wish it weren't so. And we should try to make comedy a more inclusive scene. So people who don't have opportunities also are getting opportunities to be part of something greater.
I agree there's this element of meritocracy in comedy. If your jokes are good, you will shine. But you cannot design humans' perception. It's very subjective. Your cause or your accent, sometimes people have this perception of you before you even say something. So that determines where your starting point is. I'm giving you an example. In the UK, is someone's appearance or name or their background. They used to study in Eton. They are very, very posh. So they either become an even higher status comedian. They make themselves almost like a villain, or they take a self-deprecating
No, fair
route.
enough, fair enough.
So what I wonder is in the equivalent in India, let's say someone who is rich, but if it's a rich from a lower class background, like a nouveau riche or like higher class, did you have example of how they adjust their perception to where they want to be as a comedy persona?
I don't think we've had any super rich people do comedy.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because comedy stems from sadness. All of us, all the major comedians in India are middle class. All of them are not super rich. There's no posh. Because if you're posh, why do you need to do comedy? You know what I mean to say? If you have money, why are you doing comedy? What are you trying to prove? You've got the money.
I don't have the answer. I can only tell you that, well, in the UK, you do have some really super posh and super rich people that do comedy.
We do comedy to prove a point.
You do comedy too?
All of us, not to prove a point, all of us just do comedy generally. I don't think anyone is... Yeah, you can become richer as you perform. But at the end of the day, your stage persona still has to stay the same. Because if you're going to change your stage persona from being the relatable guy to being the, oh, look at me, I'm rich, no one's going to come watch you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any plan to do comedy shows and perform in either Gujarati, Marathi, or Hindi?
No.
So you just be purely performing in English?
Yeah.
But depending on the crowd, you may have more expression.
I will have more expression, but that's my goal. My goal is to now be a little more global. So let's say if in India there's a cultural shift, people who speak the local languages and perform in the local languages are doing way better than anyone who speaks English. But then I want to, if I'm speaking English and that is my strong suit, then I have a global aspiration. I want a foreign audience. That's what I'm looking at, because I want my jokes to transcend language, if that helps.
You want your jokes to be universal.
Yes.
It can tickle everyone's
bones.
Everyone's bone. Whatever background, whatever their culture is.
Yes.
I know you say you want to reach out to broader markets.
Yes.
And so that means that you are performing English. But what I really hope one day, I feel like I want to learn more expression in either Hindi, Gujarati, and Marathi.
Of course.
Because when you do those home turf gigs, there was one clip you talk about the chappals where you say, I hope it's not racist, but
No, I know what you're talking about.
It doesn't sound right when you say chappal. It's chappal. Chappal.
A slipper is called a chappal. That's in India. In Hindi, we call it chappal. In India, it's a weird phenomenon. On the roads, you will find one slipper lying there. Never
Often.
two. One. It's bizarre. Just one. And so I've written an entire bit about why. I need to understand why. And the reference that I did was a reference to a line from a movie. So that's why the crowd lost it, because it is a reference to a joke from a movie.
Ah, okay. So you see, before I watched the clip, I didn't even know what a chappal means. I don't know the word.
Yeah.
And when you quickly scan a title, you don't actually read every single letter.
Yeah.
So I thought you meant like a Christian church, a
No,
chapel.
no.
So I didn't get it. Why
Yeah.
did he say that in every Indian street at some point there would be a chapel?
That'd be weird
and I
if
just
there's...
Why has the colonization gone so far in India, in a Hindu country, and used to have to build a chapel anywhere, bloody evil British people. And until you mentioned it, I think he's not talking about architecture.
No.
And I realized you're talking about a slipper. That joke, if you do it in the, say, British English pronunciation is a chapel, that is actually not that funny. Then you have to wait until further punchline. But you give it so much life when you say it in your accent.
Yeah.
And that's what I say that when you really hit the crowd with it. And I wish I had more knowledge to join it.
Yeah, but like that's the same thing, right? Like if I were to perform in Taiwan and there's a Taiwanese comedian before me, the Taiwanese comedian would obviously do much better because he's speaking the local language. You see, comedy will work in the country and the language. It's as simple as that. I feel the moment you learn something about a different culture or a different city and you incorporate it in your show, it instantly breaks a barrier.
Mm-hmm.
This is a joke I'm doing tonight. It's just one joke, so I'm not.
Well, the podcast editing would take some time, for it definitely won't
exactly.
be aired
No,
before your show.
Exactly. But the joke is, I come up on stage and I'm like, people of London, you need to make sure in the audience everyone is laughing. If you see someone next to you who is not laughing, I want you to tap them on the shoulder and tell them, why are you not laughing? You should be laughing. See it, say it, sorted.
Someone has picked up the local reference.
Yeah, it just matters. And the crowd lost it yesterday. And I'm like, yeah, see, that's it. I just did my homework.
Right. I hate to explain a joke, but there are some American audience for this podcast. See it, say it, sorted is what the announcement would be in public transport.
In the tube. Oh my God, it happens every 10 minutes. If you see something suspicious, report. See it, say it, sort it. I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard because I'm in India. In India, we see it. That's it.
It doesn't even make sense. See it, say it. Like sorted. Who sorted? How do you sort it?
Yeah,
like,
who is sorting it? Are you sorting it?
Supposed to defuse a bomb or you're supposed to kick it?
No, like you see a bomb, you're like, oh my God, I see it. You tell someone, oh my God, I saw a bomb. You say it and they're like, yeah, cool, don't worry.
Whoever
it will explode.
Came
Sort
up with
it.
the slogan may have done comedy before.
Yeah.
So they believe in a rule of three, right? There has to be three. But only the first two make sense.
Yeah.
So they just randomly found the sorted.
Found one, yeah. I think they meant it like coming back to walk. I think that's what they meant, right? Like when people ask them, how do you prefer their noodles? You know, they were like, see it, say it, sauteed. Thank you.
Okay, so Sahil, where can we find you on social media?
On social media, you can find me at the rate Sahil Bulla, SahilBulla. I'm there on Instagram. Or you can just write Sahil Shah space comedy and you will find me.
Okay, but you don't have a TikTok account?
No, I don't. TikTok's banned in India.
Oh, that is a bit I should have known. Oh, is there a reason why?
No.
Just hostility
just
between India and China?
Just for the heck of it, yeah.
I thought you were making a political statement not to have a TikTok account. Actually, it's beyond your control. It's on a national level.
It is literally hostility. Just like, oh, it's a Chinese app, let's block it. But you know what India did, right? India then took TikTok and they made an Indian version of TikTok. Are you ready? It's called Takatak. I just, come on, put some effort in it, yes? Put some effort.
So you're Tuk-Tuk and Thailand has Tuk-Tuk, which is the...
It's so low effort. It's so low effort.
So it's like when you have a fake Gucci, you just call it Cookie, something like that.
It works. It works. In India, we have so many fakes. India is the capital of fakes, you know. We have Adidas has Adibas. Puma has Poma, P-O-M-A, Poma, with a upside down
So do you have
jaguar.
an account on Tuk-Tuk?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No,
you know what? I actually wish the UK government, since Liz Truss is so crazy already, like she could just ban TikTok so I don't have to create an account to do any content because I'm quite lazy. I don't have anything on it. That is the biggest mystery. I'm glad I remembered to ask you that question. Thank you so much for coming on to the podcast.
Oh, yay! Thank
now
you.
we're going to release Sahil back to his
Into the
own
wilderness.
time so that he can prepare for tonight's show, which I'm absolutely sure is going to be brilliant. So I'll
Thank
see you
you.
later. Sahil
Thank you so
Theatre.
much. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.